The needle weave bar is a great way to make very tidy architectural straight-lined interest and texture. There it is in the B-skep. Here it is in a variegated thread, a larger thread making the tree trunk. So here's an example where I used a size 5 solid color pearl cotton, and I'm going to show it in a size 8 pearl cotton from a variegated thread, so you can see the difference. Now notice that I have stitched 2 parallel lines that are the same length as each other, and then I've come up at what's going to be the top of the stitch right in the center between the 2 parallel lines. And I have switched to a tapestry needle. This is a size 24 tapestry needle with the less pointy end, so that I can weave under each of the stitches, but I'm not going down into the applique or into the background fabric. So it's a simple stitch, but you just have to keep track of where you're going, and it's very important to organize your thread and keep track of your tension, but that's the case with so many stitches. So now that I've come from the middle, I have to go around to the outside, and each time I'm going to stitch from the outside under one of the parallel threads. So there I am with the right hand leg, and I just have to go under the left one from the outside into the center. So each time, of course, to get back underneath, I'm passing over this thread so that I can go under it. Now I'm going to pass over the left-hand thread so that I can come back under it. You can see that one of the things that can happen very quickly is this can get kind of loosey-goosey, so you don't want to see that gapping there. And you just take your needle, really every stitch or every other stitch, and just organize the thread back up to the place where you want it. And it will very quickly start taking on that nice crisp line. I wanted to show this in a thread that has a lot of variegation. See there, the blocks change from purple to green. And if you like that effect, great, it's a really splashy effect. But if you don't care for the way that looks, it's going to make a blocky look on the bar, the needle weave bar. So just be aware of that and either embrace that as an interesting detail or use a solid color such as I've used over here. Now you'll see that one of the things that I'm doing is I'm organizing the thread by pushing it up back into place. But here's what I'm not doing. I'm not pulling it really tightly that way with the tension, because you want to have parallel lines the entire way down. You can pack a lot more stitches, a lot more thread into this than you think you're going to be able to. So one of the things that's important to keep in mind is you can see there's really no place to switch threads. If I had started with a short thread and had run out of thread here, I'm going to lose the continuity of the wraps as I wrap around the edges, and I don't want to have some kind of a funny extra join, especially in something this short. There's no reason to put yourself in that spot where you don't have enough thread. Now, I know I said you're only passing under these threads, so the only time that this particular thread is going to make contact again with the background fabric is when I have completed the stitch and when I'm going all the way back down again. So if I had completed the stitch, now obviously I'm not finished yet, I want to go all the way down to the bottom, but when you are all the way to the bottom, you can just sink the thread right into the center. You can always get a couple of more stitches in this than you think you're going to be able to. That's been my experience. So I hope you'll give this needle weave bar a try. If you find that you want something chunkier, either switch to a bigger thread, a thicker thread, or if you really wanted a different shape altogether, just switch to a different stitch, because this is one that, you're not going to make this with 6 bars across or something like that. You just make it with 2. It's kind of a limited stitch in what you do with it in that respect, but there are plenty of other stitches that you can use to get something dimensional that's going to be wider.